What's going on, you guys? Kensou here, back again. New video, new Guilty Gear footage. This time we have Axl versus Ram. We get to see a little bit more of Axl's tools in play, a little bit more of Ram's tools in play, plus some combos, and quite frankly, some pretty good Strive neutral, if I had to say. So are you guys ready to get into a brand new episode of Axl's Bizarre Adventure featuring Ramlethal Valentine? Let's check it out and see what the guys at ARCSYS have been cooking for us to check out. Hey, you wanna footage? Alright, let's see what we have here. We haven't seen Ram get played since the exhibition, so let's see what we got in store here. Okay, we got good neutral play. Pretty typical pressure here. Woo. Axl damage output already off rip. We can already tell. Just a stray standing punch from Axl into sickle flash. Still a lot of damage on counter hit. And that's a full screen hit. You know, pretty sizable damage. Nothing to scoff at. Obviously proving that you don't want to get hit by Axl in neutral. As you guys already know from the previous video, we kind of looked at Axl. And the time stop ability is pretty scary. Obviously, he doesn't have any attention for it here, but it doesn't change the fact that his neutral game is still a lot more. His neutral game is still scary. You don't want to get hit by stray hits because he is charging for the sickle flash. Let's keep moving forward. Also, something else to note here is Axl's chip damage is pretty high from sickle flash to explosion. Take a quick look at that. Right there, boom. Pretty sizable chip damage. Pretty sizable chip damage. And right now, our Ram player is having a difficult time getting in. Okay, we activated time stop. It is available. Oh, there's the full screen unblockable. Into time stop. Into, well, goodbye Ram. So if you missed it, we'll take a look at it one more time. Boom, boom. Right here. Goes under the chain, goes underneath the ground. Snatches them up. Clothesline. Time stop. Boom, boom. Damage. Alright. Round two. So what we got here. Uh oh. Damage. Boom. Wall break. Boom. So much. Off of Ram standing kick, you did that much damage at the start of a game? No risk build? Man, damage output I thought was a little bit lowered, but off of just standing kick alone, that did a lot of damage. Boom. Okay, back to neutral. Also something to note here, most of what Axl does tends to throw you back at neutral. So even though he's doing damage to you, he doesn't seem to really get any kind of major setups or anything of that nature. Just lots of return to neutral when he's done. There's something else here I'm going to call attention to very, very briefly. And it is the block stun on Ram's sword toss. It is looking a little bit different. And I'll go into detail later on. But I just wanted to point out that it is looking a lot different than it was previously. Our Axl player, he's just not letting him get in. Alright, time stop activated. Okay, here we go. No dice. Not taking the bait. Oh, sweep. Zawardo. And easy damage. Right back to neutral. Something to point out also is that right after he lands his combo, he goes into forward heavy slash here. And there's a tumble state. And I'm wondering if this causes hard knockdown. But we'll look at this soon enough. Good air game there from Ram. 5P. Oh, he tried to use the RC to get close. Unfortunate burst there. Has to go collect swords. Uses Ram's dust attack, and unfortunately, no counter hit. so there was no kind of launch or any combo off of it. Time stop activated again. Oh, ho, 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 the whiff punish. Oh, that's scary, you guys. This was something that I was definitely concerned about. I'll take a brief moment to talk about it. So yeah, you know, I was definitely concerned about his time stop and how it would function outside of combos, and we pretty much got the answer here. That is a scary thing to kind of see, because it's gonna make his neutral pretty potent. So, in seeing this, it's pretty short, pretty sweet. What I want to do now, I want to try to do something different with you guys. Instead of giving you everything all at once, let's try a little bit different, shall we? Now, before I get into this, I just want to remind you guys that a lot of you guys watching the videos are not actually subscribed to the channel. It would be awesome if you guys just take that 2 seconds of your time, you know, just 2 seconds or so out of your day, just to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay up to date with what's happening with this channel. I'll be covering Guilty Gear Strive all the way up until, yeah, infinity and beyond. So feel free, you know, I would encourage you to do so. So what I want to try out here in doing this thing differently for my analysis breakdowns, I want to give you guys some key takeaways here at the end. So we're going to take a look at these key points that I think that are pretty important for you guys to note. If you guys find anything different, please feel free to let me know in the comments and share with the community and let everyone know what you think might be a little bit different from what I have or what have you. So let's take a look at Axl, shall we? His neutral game and zoning is looking pretty strong in Strive, which, you know, I'm very, very happy to see. His chip damage from Sickle Flash into Winter Cherry, aka the explosion follow-up, is really high. Obviously you can FD and reduce the chip damage or just not get chipped at all, basically, but that's going to cost your tension, which kind of works out in his favor. You know, that's looking like a pretty good systematic thing for him. Now, time stop, as I've mentioned in my previous video, is a strong tool for confirms, be it anti-air or straight hit confirms that leads into big damage. In addition, we've discovered it can be used in neutral without making any contact with the opponent, meaning that it is very possible to whiff punish your opponent if the Axl player has really good reactions. If you whiff anything major against him and he has the time stop available, they can be pretty problematic for you, whether you're in the air or the ground or air dashing. You know, that can be a problem. Obviously it does cost, you know, 50 tension, but 50 tension to guarantee a punish is pretty sizable. It's just as devastating as just landing a hit into Roman cancel, so keep that in mind. All in all, he's shaping up to be a solid pick in this entry of the series. His kit seems to be a lot more well-rounded than ever before. His confirms at the moment seem to always put him back at neutral, but all things considered, that's actually not too bad, you know, considering how much damage he gets, you know, and basically like the time stop. You know, if it wasn't for time stop, I would probably say, yeah, maybe you want to keep him a little bit closer, maybe mid-ish range, but right now he's pretty much getting like a full screen, return to neutral after combos. Say for maybe, you know, the Axl Bomber stuff close to the corner, because obviously you're going to wall break, or you can choose to wall break if you will. And the wall break mechanic is just going to make him even more deadly. So just to quickly elaborate on this, and this is the last thing I'll say about Axl, you know, time stop is obviously the big thing, right? So I think it would be worth it for Axl players, if at all possible, to break the wall and get the meter gain, right? Get the passive meter gain. You could potentially have, you know, anywhere from 3 to 4 time stops in a single match if played properly. So you get to play this long drawn out game, you know, and on top of that still have access to something like that. Axl's going to be a problem if you can utilize this. So it kind of goes to show that, you know, in Strive you don't really need Oki. You know, having access to the time stop to whiff punish your opponent is just as dangerous as having a knockdown game. So I want to emphasize that for you guys to understand that there are new mechanics in the game that's really making all the characters seem even more different and unique than they have ever been. So that's what I got to say about Axl. So now let's take a look at Ram. Ram's neutral is a lot more solid due to her newer sword normals, which allow her to play on the ground a lot better. It's really good to see. Her air game and pressure is still looking good from the last time we saw her played with our Japanese top player Takahara. Her damage from her standing kick or 5k starter is pretty high. I thought it'd be a little bit lower. You know, I would assume, you know, we saw Nagaryuki previously just kind of just dishing out the damage. So I would expect a character like Nagaryuki to do a lot of damage, but Ram's damage output's looking really high from just sending kicks. So her punish game looked like it might be devastating if you're not too careful against her. I personally would have liked to see the interaction with Ram's sword toss as a response to Axl's neutral play. It really makes it seem as if, you know, Ram is kind of bad against zoners when she does have a way to kind of get herself in with the sword toss. And I would have loved to have seen that. There's a lot of kind of jumping around, trying to like fandangle her way around like the chains when she could have just stayed on the ground and just tossed the sword. Now, of course, I say this and I'm not really expecting to see the Arc Systems employees kind of show us all the neutral. It's pretty clear that each one of these newer videos are kind of fixed on certain concepts around the characters, so you can kind of get a better understanding of how they're supposed to work. So it would have been nice to see that, but I'm sure they were kind of like, hey, you guys fill in the blanks, you know? So just something to note about that. Something that really caught my eye in this match is the sword toss into explosion follow-up. Looks like it was adjusted from the last exhibition. Now, previously in the Dogura versus Takahara exhibition, the sword toss into explosion looked as if it was true block stun or basically gapless. Like it, from the sword toss to the explosion part, it seemed like it was all seamless, like there was no, you know, there was no way out, right? And that's not even including what would happen if you could instant block, right? Now, right now, it looks like it's adjusted. It looks like the block stun from the first part, from the initial sword toss to the explosion, it looks like there's a bigger gap because there's a portion in this match where that does happen and Axl pretty much jumps away from it. So, and it looks like it's straight up from, it looks like it's just without any kind of just defend or instant block, if you will. So that leads me to think that it is adjusted. You guys feel free to let me know what you feel like in the comments, because, you know, we can all look at this together and talk about it, because it does look like it is adjusted. If I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected, but right about now, it seems like it might be just a little bit. With that being said, this is going to do it for this video. I wanted to keep this short and sweet, give you guys some straight up key takeaways. So we're trying this new format. Hopefully you guys like it. And yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, follow the channel, stay up to date with what's happening, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe out here in these COVID streets, and I will see you next time. Deuces gooses.